Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Welcome to the Nanny Hookup. I am Ask the Nanny, and this is
Nanny Sharz.
I Can't Hear
Rashada.
You.
Hey.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
join you
Nanny
on
Sharz
Instagram.
uh,
Give me a sec.
is I can't hear her.
I can
I need her to
see.
come in so I can.
Oh,
Hello to everything, Nanny. Hi, let's play and learn. Okay, now we're gonna get Nanny Sharz in here. See what's going on. Hello to our friends on on what am I trying to say? Hello to our friends on YouTube and those who are watching.
on the Instagram, we can just see your eyes. Put the camera down on your Instagram. We can only see your
Okay.
eyes. You like this?
Okay.
That's better.
Am I peeping? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
this
was
is good.
I was trying
You
I
look
was
like my
trying
mom.
to
That's how my mom does FaceTime.
I was trying to do a new setup for Instagram, and I didn't realize that when I went, I was fine at the bottom, but I wasn't fine at the top. So sorry,
You've gone
peoples.
back to this.
I'm working on it.
Can you
I'm
guys
working
see
on it.
this?
I'm working on it. Okay. So I might have to hold it, which I didn't want to do. But
That's such a
it's gonna
joke.
be
I need
okay.
to stop. Hey, Nanny
Leave me alone.
announcements.
Hey, 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 hey. How y'all doing? Okay, so today I know a lot of you have been through what we are talking about today. I have been through it on several occasions. And um, I know that it has just been, it's hard when the nanny kids are holding onto your leg or screaming and crying or fighting mommy and daddy to get to you as you leave going out of the house. It's like separation
Mm.
anxiety in reverse because the kids don't want mom and dad
Yeah.
to leave in the morning, and then by the evening they don't want you to leave. So it's kind of like a separation
Mm-hmm.
anxiety in reverse. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about what happens when the kids prefer you over mom and dad. Unknown call. Okay. Sorry, somebody was trying to call me. They know I'm online.
Hotline bling.
Nanny Toto said, OMG, this is so true. Listen to my kids cry as I go home. Yes, it is true. You don't realize how it's like, you didn't want me this morning. Why you want
I
me
know.
now? This
It's
morning
hard, isn't it?
I had to hold you kicking and screaming. I think you put a bruise on my leg from those hard shoes you had on, trying to hold you back from mom and daddy. And now you want me. Now you won't let me go. No, mama. No, daddy. No, no, no. Make up your mind now.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you've been through this, Shauna. Tell us your experience about this.
Yes. Well, the first thing I would say is it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy to go through this, but I try to always try to see the positive in every situation. So first of all, it's a compliment because if that child didn't feel safe or happy in your care,
Mm-hmm.
that would not be their reaction. So the first thing is, for me as a nanny, it makes me feel that I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
Because when children don't like you, they will let you know. Yeah. My thing more isn't my thing more isn't about the leaving and coming. Like I can handle that. My thing is more the passive aggressive comments from the parent or when the parent projects the parenting guilt onto you and it's like I'm just here. I'm just trying to help you guys. I'm trying to support you guys. I'm like the third parent. We're a team. It's not me against
Mhm.
you. Like we're not. It's not. What's the word? It's not a competition. First of all, I have more experience and knowledge on children than the parent would, because the parent is a new parent, or a parent that's been a parent for a couple of years, where you can't compare, you know, no offense, a junior doctor to a senior doctor. It's just not, it's not the same. They're similar, but it's not the same. So it's like, that sounds very conceited, comparing myself to a doctor. Not that I'm doing that, but I'm just saying it's like, I find the comments, or if the child cries, it's like, no, don't go to Shada, come to me, kind of thing. I think that's more how I've experienced it. Or if the child's crying and they prefer to come to me instead of mom or dad. And like I said, I think the best way to handle that is to involve the parent in what you do. So I tend to find it happens, the jealousy with parents happens a lot with stay-at-home parents. And I think that's just because, well, for me, in my experience, it's normally stay-at-home parents, and it's more because they see you on the job. So they see how well you look after their children, and then they start like judging themselves, which they should never do. Because there's a saying, yeah, there's a song that went viral a few years ago that says, "My yay is different to your yay. My yay is different to your yay." That's what it goes. I can't sing, but and it just means like the way I am is different to you. Doesn't mean that you're any less than me, or that I'm any better than you. It's just we're different people. We do things differently. Um, so if a parent is in that situation, I think as a nanny, the best thing we can do is evolve them and have open communication, speak on what, some of the things that you've noticed. I've had that before. I've had to sit down with a mum and say, I've noticed that you've been saying a few comments whilst I'm on duty, which implies that you're feeling, some type of way, and I would love to address it, because I don't ever want you to feel like I'm coming in your home and taking over, or that, I'm coming in your home and disrespecting you. I want you to know that I'm not trying to be your children's mum. I'm their nanny. I'm happy with being their nanny and leaving at the end of the day, So I think it's also just trying to communicate best with the mum or the dad, whoever you think is experiencing the jealousy. Make the parent feel involved as much as possible. And I also think it's good to back up the parent. So if the parent's there and they might be disciplining the child or anything, they say, back up the parent so the child knows that whatever mum says or whatever dad says, nanny says that as well. Because then that will make them feel a bit more like, okay, so I love mommy, daddy, and Shada differently, but they're all on the same page. So yeah, that will be my advice. There's obviously more, but it's there, hasn't come out yet. What about yourself, Angela?
Well, I had a 9-month old who literally screamed and grabbed my clothes like bloody murder. Like mom is gonna I don't want to be with her. And she'd come in from work all happy, and be happy to see her until I got ready to go. So it was like mom was
Mm-hmm.
the nanny, and I was, because when she left in the morning, he wasn't up yet because she had to be
Mm,
at work extra early. So I would come in about 30, 40 minutes after she was gone. And then after
mm,
she was gone, I would come in, get him up, get him dressed, sing his morning song to him. We play and tickle and all that other stuff. And when mom came home in the evening, it was totally different. Mom would come home, and she would see him, and he'd be happy to see her. And he was fine as long as I was in the room. When I
mm-hmm.
left the room, that was a totally different story. When I left the room, it was like he'd be looking around like, where did you go? Where did you go? So I would keep talking so he would know that I was still
Mm-hmm.
there. But the
Yeah.
thing about it was I had to incorporate a leaving routine with mommy. I would save a toy,
Mm-hmm.
something that he liked, and I would give it to mom because I would leave the room and I would come back, and I leave the room and I come back so he can get used to me coming and going. That was the first thing. And I would keep talking so he could hear
Mhm.
my voice. But then he had a favorite toy, so I would go get his favorite toy. And at the very last minute, I would give it to mommy, and so he couldn't see me. I would hand it over to her, so he couldn't see me. And once I handed it over to her, and she would start playing with him and his favorite toy, and I said, "Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow." I give him a kiss on the head, and then I'd walk out of the room, and then I would leave, and I would listen, and he'd still be playing and still be playing with mommy with his favorite toy. So it totally
Mhm.
eliminated that, because the first time it happened, she had tears in her eyes. She said, "He doesn't want you to
Mm.
go." And I
Oh.
said, "Oh," I said, "that makes
Oh.
me feel so special. I'm so glad that you chose me as your nanny. Um, to help you raise him and take care of him." And it kind of, I
Mm.
could tell it kind of pacified her, but she still wasn't happy. So then,
Mhm.
when he
Mhm.
kept doing it, it was like 3 days in a row he kept doing it. She said, she was looking at me like, "What are you doing to my child during the day to make him, are you telling him stuff?" I mean, he's 8, 9 months old. I'm not telling him anything that will make him just come to me. You can't persuade a 9 month old to just come to you and stay with you
Mhm.
like you would a
Mhm.
3 or 4 year old. You can bribe a three or
Mm.
4 year old and they'll stay with you. But an 8, 9 month old, they're totally impossible unless they're genius.
Yeah.
So I had tell him, I tell you what, I talked to her. I said, I noticed that in the evening he's starting to get attached because I've been here with him
Mm.
all day. I said, "I'm here for 12 hours a day." I said, "So naturally he's going to cling to me as the caregiver
Mm.
because I've been here with him all day." I
Mhm.
said, "So we need to find an exit routine so that he will stop crying when I leave and he won't give you so much trouble when I leave." And so I told her, I said, "How about we try either his favorite snack or his favorite toy. And that way, when I leave, you can start playing with him with his favorite toy, or give him a little bit of a snack." I said, "Because most of the time when you come in, he's already had dinner. He's already
Mhm.
had his food for the night. So I'll just give you his favorite snack, and then you can feed it to him, or and play with him, and that way it will distract him. And since you're doing his favorite thing, you automatically become his favorite person." So she
Mhm.
said, "Okay, well, we'll try that." And the first time we tried it, just like that, it worked. And
Worked.
so
Yeah. Really good technique.
every day
Mm.
after that, we tried it and we did it until it didn't seem to phase him anymore. It was like
Yeah.
it got less and less and less. The first 3 weeks, it was like hard, hardcore. But then after about 3 weeks, we just kind of, I handed him over, and I guess he came to expect to play with mommy as I
Mhm.
left. So we
Mhm.
had to recreate a whole different afternoon leaving routine in order for him to be okay.
Yeah. See,
And
I
mom
find.
was
Go on.
okay
Go
too.
on. Mm. I find that a really good technique to with the favorite toy or the favorite snack. I think with me, I tend to uh, obviously not with babies, but more with toddlers, explain, you know, because with my boys, I'm thinking of my nanny boys now, when they, don't want me to leave and stuff, I always let them know when I'm coming back next. Um, you know, what's really good as well is to distract. With the younger
Hmm.
one, definitely distract, but also let them know that I'm still going and I'll be coming back in the morning. And they know the routine. I leave in the evening, I come back in the morning, and sometimes I joke with them about it. Guys, I've been leaving and coming back for the last 2 years. Charlotte will always come back, and then what tends to help with my oldest nanny boys, he likes to know the days because he knows what days I come on. So he said, "What day is it?" He's like, "What day is it?" Oh, 2 more days with Shana. Like he knows. Like so, we say, "What day is it?" And that when he answers me that, I know he's trying to find out if I'm coming in tomorrow.
Hmm.
So that's a good way of doing it as well. And I think in terms of like jealousy with parents, I think you need to, as a nanny, just need to be understanding. It's them projecting the parent guilt onto you. And so don't take it personal. Because I think
Right.
earlier on in my nanny career, when it first started happening, I was like, I think I took it personal because I didn't understand it. I think the more I read up on it and spoke to other nannies that experienced the same thing, and learned different ways that they dealt with it, and just read books on the matter as well, that definitely did help me to look at it from a different perspective. And like I said again, I'm someone that loves to find a positive, or try my best to find a positive in every
Right.
situation. So for me, I would want to sit down and say to the parent, how can I help you feel less jealous? Like, what is it that I could do to help us work better so you don't feel that way? Because I hate the fact that a parent would be jealous of me. I don't want a parent to be jealous of
No,
me. I want
I
them to
don't
see
either.
how much their child loves me and be happy, like, oh my God, I'm so happy I can leave my child with Sharda, and I know that my child loves her, so I don't have to worry if I'm going to work or if I'm leaving the house. I want it to kind of look, so I always try to say to the parent that the child knows that you're their mom. They might even, like I said, because I'm the person that they see the most, they might sometimes call me mom by mistake, but it doesn't mean that they don't know who their mom is.
Right.
Sometimes, like I said, I've called my sister mom or something an accident, like not on purpose, but just because I've probably been around my sister a lot more, be around my mom a lot more. It's not that they think, well, they're moms, because they get confused sometimes. My nanny boys call their mom Sharda, and then they remember, and they're like, and sometimes I get called daddy. So it's just something that they forget. We're losing your head again, Angela.
Sorry.
Just seeing
I
how that
was
is.
I'm holding my phone because I packed up my tripod in my suitcase because we're going
Okay,
uh, out of town. So we're
on
gonna
a
take some pictures,
vacation.
mini
Mm,
weekend.
mm.
But the everything Nanny says, I had a mom very aggressively say that it was my job to make her feel like a better mom after her kid came to me instead of her after he fell over. Okay.
Padding.
Ugh.
You guys, when some of you guys stories, I'm like, huh? My job to do what? Like,
Yes.
I've
Your
been
job
told
is to make her
before.
feel better,
Yeah,
feel like a better
yeah,
mom.
I've heard that before. Yeah, yeah, you're not meant to make me feel like a bad mom or that. And it's just like, sometimes it's hard, because if you're very passionate, like myself, and you're very hardworking and your work ethic is second to none, and you work to a high standard, you're gonna make other people feel some type of way just by being you. Now, what I don't want nannies to do is dim their light. If you're an amazing nanny, believe in your source and stay being amazing. What
Yes.
you need to do is just help the mom to understand that she has an amazing nanny, and it's normal to feel this type of way, but I'm here as an extension of you. I'm on your team. We are doing this together. So there's no need to compare. Okay? There's no need to compare. If you're just starting out and you only have a couple of years of experience, and you're then going to try and compare yourself to someone that has double the experience you have, it doesn't make no sense. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't make no sense. And my thing is, I want the mom to feel supported. I want her to see me as a ally, as a support system. I don't want to see me as the enemy, or competition. I don't want that at all, because
Exactly.
that's not what I am. You know,
No.
that's not what I am. That's not what I'm about. I'm so passionate about supporting parents and helping them. So I want to communicate that. And I'm like, I'm here if you need me. Let me know. If you're feeling some type of way, or if you, because me, I am very assertive. So if you feel like I'm doing something too good, and you probably feel like as a parent, you want to do that with your child, you would rather do that with your child than the nanny do that, then let me know. And I'm happily fine. Like, for instance, I had a mum boss that wanted to be the first person that her children see in the morning and the last person her children see at night. I had no problem with that. So for that, she never ever wanted me to wake them up, and she never ever wanted me to put them to bed. I was absolutely fine with that. So I did the in
I
between
would be
part.
fine too.
And to be honest, some people would have an issue with that, but I'm like, nah. At the end of the day, it's not to be rude. I'm still a good. I'm a great nanny. They're still gonna love me whether they see you first or not. So it doesn't matter to me. Like, I was not fussed at all. But that's just something that made her feel secure as a mother, you know. And it's something that made her, because she found that when I was waking them up and putting them to bed, that they became really clingy with me. So she said, could we try that? And I'm like, absolutely, that's absolutely fine. You know, we worked at it, and it didn't make a difference in terms of their clinginess with me. They still loved me, but it just made her feel better. And I'm happy to do that. More than happy to do that. You know,
Yes.
work together, guys. It's so important.
It's so important that you work with the parent. Even at the interview, I always tell parents, we are a team. There is no I in team. I work
In
with
team
you. I don't work for parents. I work with parents because we are
or
working
against.
together. We are working
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
together as a team to raise your little ones. It is my job
Yeah.
to make them feel happy, and it's in my contract. My duties are to bring a pleasant and happy attitude to work. Leave my problems at the door. When I walk through the door, ting, I'm happy. I don't hurting.
Professional.
My head is hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I had a bad
Mm-hmm.
night. I had a fight with my kids. I had a fight with my husband. Whatever. And when I say fight, I mean argument because I don't. We don't hold that fisticuff stuff. No, no.
Yeah.
That
No, we
that
don't.
don't that
Mm-mm.
don't happen here.
Zero
No,
tolerance.
no, no. I may have disagreed with something he did, or I may have my kids may have made me mad enough to spit fire. But when I walk through your door, I am ting. I am Nanny Angela, or as most of them call me, Gigi. That's who I am. I am
Oh,
Gigi when I come through the
I'm just
door.
called Tada with a
Well,
T.
they
Tada.
they can't say Angela, so I just said Gigi.
Yeah.
And
G.
and and
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of my nanny kids call me Gila, 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 and I'm like, okay, what happened to the and
Gila.
Gila? One of them just call me Gila. One and several of them call me Gigi.
Gila.
So Gigi, when they hear them call me Gigi, oh, you have such a cute grandchild. Okay, Gigi is not me now. I'm a grandma. I mean,
Nah.
I am a grandma, but not their grandma. But you have to work with uh, the families. It's in my contract that I am here to make your kids have fun. We're going to have activities. We're going to do things that are fun. And when kids are having fun, they like you because guess what? Gigi, it's so much
You're
fun. And
fun.
you
You're
and, and you
cool.
and you ask them, why do you like Gigi? Because we have so much fun. I don't take care of you. I don't, help you clean up. I don't cook for you. No, Gigi, we have so much fun. This was from a 4-year-old. I'm like, okay. I'm just
Nothing else that I do.
right. I'm like,
Nothing
all I
else.
do is
Well,
have
my
fun.
nanny boy, he says everything boring. Even if he's had the best day, because he knows that it's gonna have a reaction. We'll have the best day, and it goes, "Did you have a great day?" Today? He goes, "No, it was rubbish, boring." He's just in this mood at the moment where he does that, and I think it's hilarious. And because I laugh, he just keeps saying it. But I'm like, no, 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 like we're not meant to laugh, like, like, well, it's just funny. But yeah, children, they're just amazing. They're just amazing, man.
So you have,
Literally, we've got the best jobs in the
that's
world. You know,
right.
I'm
We have the
biased.
best job in the world. But,
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, let me ask you this. What if mom and because I've worked with parents that have been separated before. I've worked with parents
Mm-hmm.
who are going through a divorce before.
Mm-hmm.
And mom comes to pick up the kids from dad's house. And they don't want to go. They're holding on to you. Okay, you get my scenario. And
Yeah.
mom, who is on her is hot because why is my kid holding on to you? And mom barely knows you because it was dad who hired you.
That hired you.
And who are you? And why are my kids not wanting to come and go with me because she's there to pick them up to take them for the weekend, but they don't want
Mm-hmm.
to go. Now, what then?
So you want me to answer? First of all, the dad should have let the mum know who the new nanny was. So, you know,
Exactly.
that's where the communication there. I understand they're divorced, but I know you can go through your lawyers, get a picture of me, my profile, everything, and just let the mum know that when you're picking them up, this is who they're going to be with. I'm more than happy to speak on the phone to her, introduce myself, not a problem at all. But what I always try to do with the parents with any transitions is excite the children for the visit. So I would like to know
Mhm.
what they're going to be doing with the mom so I can big it up. Like I'm very animated.
Right.
So I would just make a really big deal. Oh my goodness, mommy's taking you to Legoland. That's so cool. Like just over exaggerate. So they're getting excited. Like they don't even know why they're getting excited. They're just getting excited because I'm excited. So I would just, first of all, make sure there's an open communication where the mom knows again that, even though I've been hired by dad boss, I'm here to work with everyone that's involved with the children. And I'll also just big up whatever they're going to be doing with mummy. I'll just make a big deal about it because children love excitement, even if they don't know what the excitement is about.
Yes.
Everyone's excited, they just get excited too. It's like infectious. So, I know sometimes when I start acting really silly, my nanny kids start acting silly with me. So it's one of those things. That's how I would handle the situation anyway. No.
Exactly. Go ahead
How
on
would you
then, because
handle it?
that's
Because you
exactly.
probably have already been in
I
that
I would
situation.
handle it. I would handle it exactly. I would ask them, what you doing with mom? What do you have excited playing with
Mm,
mom? Or there have been times when the kids were supposed to go with mom, and then mom was late, and they got disappointed. I said, "Oh, no, no, no! Mom's got something special. She is just working on your special surprise." I said, it's going to take a little longer for her to get here, but she's working on your special surprise.
mm,
Surprise? Yeah, she has a surprise for you. Oh my God, yes. I said, now, you know what we can do? We can make mommy an art project. Come on, let's go make mama an art
mm.
project while we wait.
And it gets their
And
mind
I'll
off
pull
it.
out crayons, and it gets their mind off of it. And then when mommy, they have something they're excited to show mommy when mommy comes
Mm-hmm.
through the door, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes it seem like, oh, mommy, look, 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 look. And they're fighting over mommy. And she's like, oh my God, yes. That's the
Mm-hmm.
feeling that you want mommy to feel when she walks through the door.
Mm.
Instead of,
100%.
who are you? And why are you here with my kids? Because I mean, I'm just like, um, I was hired
Well, first of
by,
all, I'm
yeah,
a
it,
childcare expert.
now I told her
Credentials.
who I was hired by, and I introduced myself. I was pleasant. I was very cordial. I said the kids are in the kitchen. They're eating the snack. Well, I was getting ready to take them to dinner. I said, well, they only had a small snack. I said, we agreed to have a small snack because I knew that you would probably be feeding them when. And she said, okay. Well, she came in with the attitude, and
Mm.
I don't know if
She thought
her
you was
and
the new
dad.
woman.
No,
She
oh
thought you was the new
heck
woman.
no. Mm-mm,
She was like,
mm-mm.
who's this woman in my house?
Sister friend is married. Hello, but um, she came in with attitude. I don't know if it was something going on with her and dad boss, something that was had gone on in the, I guess, in the background. I don't know what had happened, but on her way over there, but she came in with an attitude, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
diffuse the attitude.
Real
So,
quick.
in order to diffuse the attitude, I had to uh, come in with my ting. It never hurts to smile and be nice because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what dad boss has said to mom boss about you. You don't know what is going on in her head as to, or he may be you need to pick the kids up because I'm not going to be there. I'm out on a date with my new woman or whatever. You don't know what conversation has gone on between the two of them before.
We're losing you.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm trying. I get busy talking, and I just I'm like okay. But anyway, have your best attitude. If you're in the middle of that situation, no, it's not right for you to be put in the middle, but know that you need to be professional in the middle of that. I have known mom bosses, the the exes are at each other, and mom boss wants the nanny fired simply because, oh, she too pretty, she too this, I don't want her around my kids, because they think there's a potential of dad boss or mom boss or whatever.
I lost out on a job because of that, imagine. Who said her husband likes black women? I say, that's not my fault. Beautiful.
I do not want your ex-husband.
I know. I was like,
and I want to say,
last time I was looking after the kids.
No, I am here. I am here for the kids. I'll put it nicely. I don't eat and poop in the same place.
I had to think about that for a minute. I was like,
okay. I'll put it nicely.
Yeah, I don't know what like, we need to actually do a video. Maybe we need to do a live on nanny myths, because that is something that comes up a lot. A lot. These are with your nanny. The first thing they say is, "Oh, does that hit on you?" But I think it's so weird. It's such a weird question. I just don't understand how you got here. Like, how you look after children, and you're talking about the parent having a relationship with the childcare professional. Which part of that makes sense? Like, sometimes they're a teacher. You're not going to ask them that. Like, it's just weird. It's weird. Someone say you're a cleaner.
Well, the teacher is not in your house. The cleaner, the housekeeper in your house, and the nanny is in your house. But the cleaner is not in your house. I mean, the teacher is not in your house. But Nanny Toto said that would be great. Yes, we do need to do some nanny myth busting.
Boy.
But it is.
Oh yeah! This weekend I got called an au pair and a babysitter. I just went, "Excuse me." Have you ever, no offense to babysitters, because I do babysit, as part of
I do too.
And no offense to au pairs, but I'm like, have you ever heard me describe myself as an au pair or a babysitter? No. So why would you call me that? Like, it's something that really grinds my.
Because they think that you're all in the same bucket. You know that saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, I'm not in that basket.
Yes, but this is how I explain it to people. You have a hospital, right? You have, I always have my analogy with doctors and stuff, but it just makes sense to me. You have a nurse, you have a healthcare assistant, and you have a doctor. They all work in the medical field, but they're not all the same thing. They all have different jobs.
And they all have different sets of knowledge.
Right. And they all require different levels of experience and education. So it's the same, but it's not the same. But it's similar, but it's not the same.
Exactly. We may all work in the same building, but we do not have the same qualifications. Therefore, if I went to get that PhD or that MD, call me doctor. If I went to get that RN or LPN, or I am a nurse practitioner, call me doctor. Because a nurse practitioner has the PhD. It's like one step. This is what's under a doctor. They have to know just about as much. Now, if I'm just a certified nurse practitioner. What is it? Oh,
I mean, that's really called healthcare,
no, it's called a
healthcare.
CNA. A
What are they called?
certified nurse's
Healthcare
assistant.
assistant or
A certified nurse is a CNA. So it's a certified nurse's assistant. If that's all I am, then you don't call me doctor, because that's like putting down the doctors. At I am an assistant. I'm a nurse's assistant. It's just like mommy's helper. I am not.
yeah,
I'm.
yeah, like a mother's help or au pair. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not a mommy's. I'm not
it's
a
just
mommy's helper.
miseducation, really.
Yeah.
It's not even bad. Some people just don't know. They don't know. If you don't know better, you don't do better, right?
That's
You
right.
don't know
But
what you
and
don't
that's
know.
why we're here
So
to help
yeah, but it's
educate.
just correct them every single time,
But
right? Because there definitely is a lot of myths around nanny,
now let me
for
ask you this,
sure.
Shada.
But also, I wanted to mention, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go.
No, go. I'll hold my question until you finish what you're
No,
saying.
I'm waiting for your question. No, talk to me. Tell me your question.
No, I was gonna say, what would you do if you got fired because mom boss or dad boss wanted you fired because they, you know, were jealous of your relationship with their
There's nothing I
kids?
could do. Like, yeah, there's nothing I could do, to be honest. If you want to sack me for that, there's nothing I can do. But I've been in a similar situation where I've had to leave a job because of the jealousy of the mum, because it started to affect my ability to work, and it started to affect my mental health, and it started to affect my well-being, and it was a living position. It was very toxic. If you work in a toxic work environment, get out as quick as possible. Because what happened to me, it was living, and so on my days off, the children would cry at my door. Now I'm not going to ignore that, whether I'm on duty or not. I'm not ignoring hearing children cry, so I would attend to it, and that was an issue. So I'm like, well, you're on duty, so make sure that they don't come to my door and cry them, because if they do, I'm going to go straight into nanny mode, and my natural nurturing side is going to not allow me to lie in bed and listen to them crying and them knocking on my door calling for me. Like, it's just not. I don't care if it's, oh, well, we're paying to do a job. At that point, it's a human issue. It's not a job issue. So that was something that kept happening. Also, because what I tend to find is a lot of parents judge you on what they find difficult. So if they find something difficult, they say, oh no, you can't do that because they would do this. And I'm like I said, my age is 28. Yeah.
You're breaking up.
Earlier, we are not the same. So things that some parents find difficult, I don't find difficult. And that's because I understand it from a childcare perspective, a knowledge and experience perspective as well. So the children would do something and mum would really struggle. So then I would assist or say, do you want me to step in, or do you need my help? And if she says no, I'm good, then I'll step away. And I said to her as well, when we used to have our reviews, when this is happening, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to, back you up, or would you like, ask questions and things like that? And she always used to say, no, step in, like I want you to. And then when I would, it would really, because what would happen is she would try it, it wouldn't work. The more I step in, it would work. And then I would feel the jealousy straight away. And it's like, how come they listen to you and they don't listen to me? And then it started to become more of a issue when, like, I had family members or friends visiting and they're telling me stories that they weren't there, but they know everything that's been going on. That's when it started to feel uncomfortable for me. And I was like, oh, okay. So she obviously feels, upset by just me being good at what I do, that she's gone and spoke to someone else outside of the work environment, the home environment.
You're breaking up.
Conversation.
You're breaking up.
Oh, I'm breaking up. So I don't know why I'm breaking up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, because it's not breaking up on this side.
On this side, that little buffer is going around and around and around, and you kind of your voice is breaking. But you're fine now. But a few minutes ago, you were breaking up. But we were catching like every other word.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why that is. It's just technology. But yeah, moving on, I was saying that I sat down and I had a conversation with her on 3 separate occasions, and I just said to her, you know, I'm sensing there's a bit of jealousy, which is absolutely normal. Like, I've been through this before, but I just want you to know. Yeah, someone else said it was breaking up, but for me, it hasn't been breaking. So sorry, you guys, internet. I'm joking. So I spoke to her about it, and on 3 separate occasions, and each time it was like, no, there's not an issue. You know, there's no issue. It's fine. We love how you are with the boys. We love that they listen to you, and you just have, you know, they just respect you and da, da, da. But then I was like, it is an issue because there's little comments every now and again, and people obviously are telling me that there's an issue. So, but she didn't want to address it because whenever I went to her and we sat down, she always say, "No, there's no issue. There's no issue." To the point where I was like, "There is an issue. Let's just address the elephant in the room." We spoke about it, and then it just continued. The comments kept continuing. You know, at one point, one of the children, because I was looking after twins at the time, one of them fell over and ran to me, crying, like, "Shut up," crying. And she literally, like, she barged my shoulder to the point where I was like, ow, it actually hurt, to like jump in front of me to get the child, where she actually landed on my knees. And I was just there like, this woman's practically sitting on my lap. I was like, whoa, like, that was a lot. So I was like, yeah. So I spoke again after that, and I said, listen, like, I think you need to be a bit more honest with how having a nanny in your home is making you feel, because, you know, I just spoke about, you know, some of the, sorry, my mom is calling me, why does she do this? Sorry. And so, yeah, I spoke about it several times, 4 times in total. It didn't get better. In the end, I had to put my notice in because it became, the environment became too toxic. So with some people, if they're open to being held accountable and, you know, accepting how they feel and working with the nanny, it can really work. But there is parents that just don't want to hear it. So yeah, that's my take on it. Okay. Sorry, my mom just called me and just kind of ruined the whole thing. Can you still hear me?
Well,
okay, yeah, you can.
I can hear you. Well, I can hear you. Okay, so I can hear you. Now, I have another question for you. If a nanny gets fired because of, you know, the jealousy, now, how is she supposed to explain to her new potential boss, oh, I got fired or I quit because mom boss was jealous? I don't think that would go over so well.
Like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. I don't think it would go over so well. But so how would you tell them to explain how this works? How would you tell them what happened in your last job? How did you know? What kind of relationship did you have with your last boss?
And you get echo. Give me a second. There you go. I was getting an echo from you.
Okay. Sorry. So how do you explain to the new potential mom boss when they ask the question, so what did you, how did you get along with your last family? Tell us about the relationship that you have with your last family. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Were there any problems? Is there, how would you explain that?
I explained it as a breakdown in communication that, you know, tried to get resolved, and it just basically was a mutual decision. I also mentioned the fact that mom hadn't been used to having a nanny in the house. So it was a new experience for her that she really struggled with, which I totally understood. She had had a maternity nurse and she had had a doula, but she had not had a nanny live in permanently. So that's something she really struggled with, which she made me aware of when I did address jealousy, and that was her reason that it's hard for her to adjust. I just said mom found it quite difficult to adjust to having a nanny, living nanny, and she just thought that that probably wasn't the best, you know, set up for them. And we spoke about it. It was a conversation. It wasn't working for me. It wasn't working for them. And I feel like as a nanny, I was doing a disservice to them by staying. So that was my best way of explaining it to potential family. The mom, who I really liked at the time, who I was interviewing with, was actually like, "So do you want to like go into more detail?" And I didn't really want to go into detail. She was like, "Could you give us some examples?" And then when I gave examples, she was like, "Oh, that just sounds like the mom was a bit jealous of you." I was like, "What am I trying to say that?" But you got it in a nutshell.
I didn't exactly say that. I'm glad you said it, and I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. You said it. Yeah, and it's just like, but I didn't understand that. Like, the mom just did not get it because she was just like, but wouldn't you want a nanny to be that way with your child? Like, she didn't understand it because she was just not that way inclined. But it was really nice just to have someone understand and not make you feel like it was you that was the issue. Because, like I said, if you're a professional nanny and you're amazing at what you do and you work to a high standard and you literally are perfectionist in your work, you are going to make people feel some type of way. I've had it even before with other nannies that I've gone and played it with. They're like, "Oh, you do a lot. Like, there's little, oh God, do you do that?" Like, it's just a bit like, "Wow, why am I not like that then naturally?" Or, do you know what I mean? So you are going to make people feel some type of way if you're really good at what you do. It's just facts.
I have a suggestion.
I have a
And this is just my opinion. But I suggest that you make it one of your questions at the interview. And that way you can find out. Okay, so just say, here's a scenario. I have been in relationships with families where the children preferred me. The children seem to prefer me over the mom, especially when I got ready to leave. That was not necessarily the case, but it made mom and dad boss feel, it made them feel bad. Now, if the kids become attached to me, is that going to be a problem? Because I don't want to do anything that's going to make it seem like you are a bad parent or make it seem like I'm, bad mouthing you behind your back to the kids to make them like me more. I am here to have fun with kids. I'm here to make sure they're safe. I'm here to make sure that their growth and development is on point. I'm going to share some unconventional teachable moments with them, and we're here to have fun. Is there a certain routine that you would like for me to do in the evening so it will make it easier for me to leave? Or in the mornings that it will make it easier for you to leave? So I would ask that question in the interview. And if you ask that question in the interview, it is a question instead of when it actually happens, it being a situation. We will have a plan in place as to what we're going to do. So that would be my suggestion. Instead of even if mom don't bring it up, I would still ask that question simply because it would be important to me. Because I don't want the kids running to me and having this relationship with me, and then mom and dad get upset because, oh, guess what? The kids have a relationship with me. They don't want me to leave. They want me to stay. Because if you're having fun all day with your nanny, as a child, who wants to stop having fun? Your fun is walking out the door. No. Don't leave me, fun. They don't
Mhm.
care,
No,
it
don't
could
leave
be
me fun.
anybody that
They
Mhm.
is
don't
having
care.
fun with them and they
It
wouldn't
could
want
be
them to leave.
anybody that
It
is
will be
having fun
just
with them and
like
they
Yeah.
wouldn't want them to leave.
Yeah.
It would
them
be just
playing the
like
Nintendo game or
them
PlayStation or whatever game.
playing the
I'm not a
Nintendo game
gamer, as you can tell. I'm not a gamer, so
PlayStation,
I don't
whatever
even know.
game.
That's why I
I'm
said
not a
Nintendo, but
gamer,
that's
as you
kind
can
of
tell.
old.
I'm not a
But
gamer, so I
anyway,
don't even know.
She said Nintendo. It's PS5 now.
But anyway,
but it's like you taking
but
away the iPad from
it's
them,
like you
or
taking away the
you taking
iPad from them,
away their game
or
controller from
you
them.
taking
No,
away their game
no,
controller
give
from
me my
them.
game controller. Give me my
No,
iPad.
no, no.
For
Give me
you
my
being the
game controller.
nanny,
Give me my
don't
iPad.
let nanny
When you
go
being the
because
nanny,
they're
don't let
having
nanny go
fun.
because
Mm,
they're having
And
fun.
explaining it
mhm.
to the parents
And
that way is
explaining
not
it
that
to
they
the
are that
parents that
attached to me. You have
way
no reason to be
is
jealous
not
of me.
that they are that
It's
attached to
just
you. You have
like
no reason to be
snatching the
jealous of
game
me.
controller or
Mhm.
an
It's just
iPad
like
away from them
snatching the
because
game
they're
controller
enjoying
or
it
the
and they're
iPad
having
away from
fun.
them because
So
they're
don't
enjoying it and they're
uh,
having fun.
take
Mhm.
So
offense to it.
don't uh, take
That is
offense
how I
to
would
it.
explain it
Mhm.
in an interview.
That is how I would explain it in an interview.
Definitely, 100%. Some nannies, like for instance, in my situation, I never interviewed for my position, so it's it's even more difficult when you don't interview because issue like arise as you're in the position. So it's always best to have a conversation about things,
Hmm.
uh, at a review,
Hmm.
or when you first start. Because, like I said, I didn't interview for the position I'm in now, so there was a lot of questions that weren't asked, and I think things like certain issues have risen in my position now because I did an interview. There were certain questions that didn't get asked. So then I've learned on this job, I've learned on the job that we now need to have these kind of conversations. So,
Yes.
like I said, if you're in my
Yes.
situation where you don't interview for a job, it's obviously it's either you're recommended or you're working temporary and they keep you on or whatever could be. Just make sure when you make that transition to go permanent that you have that conversation. Very
Yes.
important
And even
because it
before
saves you
you
a
go
lot of time,
permanent.
Yes.
a lot of
And
money, a
even
lot of
before you go
energy.
permanent.
Yes. And
Hmm.
micromanaging.
Yes.
Are we gonna get
And
kicked off?
Yeah.
I'm
micromanaging.
aware of the time. No Instagram
I
don't give me
think
Yes.
I
no
think we
warning.
went on at like 3 or 4 minutes
I think we went on in
after
like 3 or 4
3.
minutes after
But let's
three.
wrap this up
Hmm.
But
here and have
let's
the
wrap this
conversations
up
at
here
the
You give us some
interview.
and
announcements.
have
Be
the conversation
professional,
at the
whatever they
interview.
do,
Be
and
professional,
talk to
whatever
parents.
they
If
do,
they're getting
and
upset,
talk to
sit down
parents.
and
If
talk
they
to
you
them.
know they're getting
Explain
upset,
to them
sit down
about
and talk
it.
to
You
them.
can use
Explain to
Shada's
them about that. You can use Shada's
what she said about
uh,
being professional, or you can talk so
what
use
she
the
said about
game
being
controller or the
professional,
iPad
or
is
you can talk
scenario,
to use
and
the game
explain to
controller of the
them
iPad
this is what's going on.
scenario,
It's
and
Hmm.
not
explain to
necessarily
them
that they're
this is
attached to
what's
me,
going on.
they're just
It's not
attached
necessarily that
to
they're
the
attached to
fun
me.
factor.
They're
Hmm.
just attached to the fun
Not that I'm
factor.
not
Yeah,
that I'm not
yeah.
taking very good care of
Mm.
them, but that's what
Not
they're
that I'm
attached
not
to.
taking very good
So
care
it's
of them, but
nothing to
that's what
be
they're attached
jealous
to.
Yeah.
of.
So it's
It's
nothing to
just that,
be
I mean, if
jealous
that's the case,
of.
you're gonna be jealous of the
It's just that
iPad. You're gonna be
if
jealous of
that's the
anything
case, you're
else
gonna
that
be
comes
jealous of the
along that they
iPad. You're
love
gonna be
more.
jealous of
You
anything
think
else
they
that
love
comes
more than
along that
you.
they love
Hmm.
more. You think they
But
love more than you.
because you
Hmm.
are in their home
But
every day,
because you
it's
are in
more of
their
a
home
personal
every
thing.
day, it's more of a
So
personal thing.
Yeah,
just
and
just be
it's to be
aware of that.
expected as well.
So
It's to be
just
expected.
be aware
Yes.
of that.
Okay. So
Definitely. Do you
the
have any announcements?
Yes.
announcements.
Okay. So the
Next Sunday,
announcements.
August the 30th,
Next Sunday,
Nanny
August the
Jella is
30th,
having a
Nanny Chella
content
is having a
party.
content
So you can
party.
find that in
So you can
her
find that in
bio.
her
She's having a content party, and right
her
after that is
bio.
from
She's having a content party, and right
1
after
to
that is
3
from
Eastern Standard
uh,
Time, and
1 to
then
3 Eastern Standard Time,
from 3 to
and then
5 Central Standard Time.
from 3 to
Nanny Kim
5
on the
Central
Go and
Standard
I
Time.
and Ask the Nanny are
Nanny Kim
hosting
on the
a
go, and
vision board
I and
party.
Ask the Nanny
So
are
go get your
hosting a
content
vision
and
board
then come
party.
on, let's
So
write the
go get your
vision for it.
content and then
It's
come on,
gonna be
let's write
we
the
call it
vision board.
Manifest Sunday.
We're
Come on.
calling it Manifest Sunday.
I
Come on.
love it. I love it.
Yes. Yes, we're gonna
You
work
come to
y'all
the
all
Yes.
day
and then write a
long.
vision
Yes.
for it.
Yes, right. You're
We're
gonna
gonna
write
work
the vision
y'all
because we're
all
having
day
a
long.
vision board party.
That's right. You're gonna write the vision
And
because we're
bring your
having a vision
pencils,
board
bring
party.
your
So
markers,
important.
And bring your
Vision board.
pencils, bring your
scissors,
markers,
magazine,
bring your
cut out pictures
scissors, your
on your
magazines,
vision board,
cut out
or bring
pictures.
your
If you
boards.
want pictures on your vision
Your
board,
sign,
bring
or
your
you can
boards.
write it
You're
in a
gonna get your
notebook.
science board, or
Whatever
you
the
can
case
write
may
it in a
be, we have
notebook.
some activities planned
Whatever
for
the
you
case may
all.
be, we have
So
some
make sure you
activities planned for
come
you all.
and
So make
join
sure
us.
you come
Also,
and join
on
us.
Monday,
Also,
the
on
24th,
Monday,
we are
the
having on Ask
24th,
the Nanny on
we
Facebook
are
Live.
having on Ask the Nanny on Facebook Live.
You have to be a nanny to attend.
You have to be a
No,
nanny
you
to
don't have to be a
attend.
nanny to attend.
No, you
Come
don't have
on,
to be
we
a nanny
welcome
to
all.
attend. Come on,
Come
we
on,
welcome all.
if you got a vision, come
Come
on, write
on,
the vision.
if you got a
So,
vision, come on, write the vision.
but
So,
Monday, we're having Dr.
but
D
Monday,
on
we're
Ask the
having
Nanny, and
Dr.
she's going to
D
talk to us
on
about
Ask the
self-care,
Nanny, and she's going to talk to us about
especially
self-care,
during this pandemic.
especially during this pandemic.
And don't forget about the Parent
Don't
and
forget
Nanny
about
Conference online with the U.S. Nanny
Parent and
Association.
Nanny
Get your tickets
Conference
now
online with
at
U.S. Nanny Association.
Yeah.
Get your
usnanny.org
tickets now
I'm just
/conference.
thinking.
at
Shada is
usnanny.org
speaking. I am
/conference.
speaking. Nanny Kim on the go
Shada
is
is speaking.
speaking.
I am speaking.
Yeah,
Nanny Kim
it's
on
going
the
to be a
go is
lot of people
speaking.
there.
Yeah, it's going to be a
And
lot of
Shada,
people
you
there.
got any announcements?
And Shada, you got any announcements?
Yes, go check out my latest podcast feature with Flower Girl Childcare. I really love speaking to Elizabeth, who is a mother of three. Go check that out. I've posted that on my Nanny Sharz Instagram and on other social medias, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. And then I had another announcement and it's gone out of my head and I don't know why. This is why I should write things down. I was just sitting there. It was sitting there. So check out my podcast feature. And yeah, go on my YouTube, subscribe. Oh no, someone's battery died.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, go on my YouTube, subscribe, share the videos. But yeah, it will come back to me.
I'm just
It will come back
saying,
to me.
Philip,
Now
no,
it's gone.
you
I'm
don't
just
have to
saying,
be a nanny to join the
Philip, no,
vision
you
board.
don't have to
Go
be a nanny
to
to join the
go
vision
to Ask
board.
the Nanny.
Go to Ask
Go
the
to Ask the
Nanny.
Nanny. It is in my
Go to Ask the Nanny. It is in my
ask.b.nanny. It is in my
ask.d.nanny. It is in
bio,
my
and you can hit the link and
bio.
join the vision board party.
And you
Okay,
can
go.
hit the link and join the vision board
Go,
party.
go.
Okay,
Down
go.
Instagram.
Go.
Oh, sorry. I'm having a Zoom party for my birthday. Birthday's on August the 29th. But for all you people all around the world that show me hella love, you are all invited to my Zoom birthday party. It's the day before my actual birthday. So my birthday is the 29th, but the Zoom party is on the 28th. So look out for that. I'm going to be putting out a flyer or poster on my Instagram and all my other social media. And if you want the link, you have to DM me or send me a message.
Okay, smile.
We're gonna
smile.
party.
Smile, Nanny Sharz. Smile.
Nanny Sharz.
So we can have an end picture. Cheers.
So you have an end picture.
Yes. Okay, so when they kick us out,
Yes.
you all
Okay,
have
so when
a
they kick
great
us out,
week, a great weekend with and on purpose.
A great weekend with and on purpose.
There's a purpose, and she's just laughing away.
And believe in yourself.
She's just laughing away.
Yes.
I hear you over there, Ned.
Write the vision, make it plain. Okay,
Write
so
the vision, make
we
it
will
plain.
see you all next Thursday. Right here, same time, same place.
9 p.m.
Same place.
UK
okay,
time.
we have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes
3
remaining.
p.m.
You got
okay, we have 2 minutes.
3 p.m. right here.
3
time. 3 p.m.
9 p.m.
right here.
That's number 9 in sign language.
9 p.m. That's number 9 in sign language.
Is that number 9? In sign language.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
4,
3,
5,
4,
6, 7, 8, 9.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And this is 10.
Anyways, we'll see y'all next week.
See you all next week.
See
You all
all
have a
next
great
week.
week.
You all have a
And
great
thank you
week.
for joining us.
And thank you for
And
joining
next
us.
week, we're going to
And
have
next
another
week,
discussion.
we're going to have
And
another
another
discussion.
thought-provoking discussion. I hope we all were help. We
And
were helpful to
another
you all
thought-provoking discussion. I hope we all were
about your
we were
nanny
helpful to you
situation
all,
with mom and dad being jealous
about your
or
nanny situation with mom
micromanaging
and dad
because
being
they're
jealous
jealous
or
or feeling some type of way about
micromanaging
you and your
because they're
relationship
jealous
with
or
the
feeling
kids.
some type of way
So
about you and your relationship
have a
with the
great
kids.
week.
So
I am off to
have a
my
great week.
mini
I'm off to my
weekend.
mini weekend.
Vacation.
Yeah, baby. Okay, smile, Shauna, so I
Yeah,
can get this last
baby.
picture.
Okay, smile, Shauna, so I can get this last picture.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Let me tell you what.